So again, I bring your attention to a memory of the Republican National Convention in 2024, before the election. Now, they were talking about mass deportations, and you had a bunch of, I just remember succinctly, two older white people in their 70s with signs that said mass deportations, sitting there, you know, with their stern looks. Boomers being boomers. So that brings us forward to this. Stephen Miller is a pig. He's 40 years old. He's a racist pig who believes that in 1965, when they allowed, people from Latin American countries to come to the United States, it ruined this country. It brought their culture here. That's right. God forbid they bring their culture here. Of course, a good part of the United States was part of Mexico, and Mexican and Latino culture has been deep in the southwest and southern states. But what the fuck do he know? Okay? So he's been in the background doing his evil shit. And one of the greatest example of his evil shit, it happened the other day. Matthew Banks married Annie Ramos. Matthew Banks is a sergeant in the United States Army. He was transferred to Fort Polk in Louisiana to begin training for deployment. Not good, right? Ms. Ramos, who's a DACA recipient, was brought to the United States as a toddler in 2005, has never known what Honduras is an American for all you can see. She's finishing a degree in biochemistry. Biochemistry, okay? But she married this soldier. So they want to do it the right way. So they hired a lawyer. They got her paperwork together. They were going to get the immigration hearing. They were going to get her green card. So she arrives at Fort Polk to housing for soldiers and their families. And the attendant takes all their paperwork. And the attendant asks if she has a green card. No, we're working on that. We've got an immigration hearing coming, and we're going to get it done. We're doing it the right way. He made her phone calls. Straight to fucking ICE. Fuck you, Louisiana. And he went straight, not only to ICE, but the Criminal Investigation Division of the Army base there in Fort Polk. What? Woman wasn't a threat. Woman was married a soldier. Woman was a biochemistry major. Woman had never committed a crime. But they brought all of those people in to investigate. And she and her family started to get nervous. And then ICE showed up and they started to cry. And she started to cry and they started to cry. I said, we got to take her. DHS's statement afterwards, she was arrested for trying to enter a military base illegally because she had a standing deportation warrant back from 2005 when she was 22 months old and didn't show up for a court hearing, which was standard there at the time. But instead of letting her fill out the form for the green card or let her get it done, the Army in Fort Polk, Louisiana, United States military arrested that woman, and she would be deported any time. This is what the immigration, this is not about, again, getting the worst of the worst. Okay, DHS, again, in that same statement, said, well, we have to follow the law, and no one's above the law. Come on. This is bullshit, you know it. This is just part of the ethnic cleansing that Stephen Miller and Donald Trump have developed. And you guys in Louisiana are down with it. The Army does not want to make any remarks on it. Of course you don't want to fucking remark about it. You just did one of your soldiers in. You just did one of your non-coms in. Okay? He didn't get any fucking leeway for his wife. And she's a productive citizen. But no, fuck no. I can imagine that attendant just fucking licking his chops. Did you get a piece of the action, motherfucker? They send you a check? They give you some cash? She's in that detention center. She's in a concentration camp. And when they tried to bring her a green card application, all she had to do is sign it so they could start the process. The guards took it, confiscated it, and told them get the fuck out. But this is exactly what the motherfucking Republicans voted for. Those old two people haunt my dreams. Because them sitting there like some kind of weird painting with those signs, stoic faces, tells you everything they know. Before they leave this planet, they're going to make sure they cleanse this America of people of color. And you can see it every day. We'll call ICE on you. What? Don't make me call ICE on you. They did that, and that Maryland lady called them on the Guatemalan workers. She didn't want to pay them. Fuck. There's going to be a fucking reckoning. Cannot wait for Stephen Miller's tribunal. Can't. It's going to be fun. I want 3 judges looking down on him and have him to explain himself. I want him to explain what the murders and the deaths and the alleged sexual abuse going on in the detention centers under his watch. The illegal search and seizures. I want him to explain that, and then I want him to go to jail for the rest of his life. I also want other thing to happen to him, but I don't think it'll go that way. But that's the point. This is where we're are right now. That's all they care about is ethnic cleansing. And someone who was 22 years old that came to the 22 months old, came to the United States, no power, was raised as an American citizen, who has almost a degree in biochemistry. That's a big word, MAGA. Look it fucking up. Is about to be deported to a country she's never fucking lived in because of one bald motherfucker who couldn't get a date in high school.